Welcome to this high-stakes explainer. The 2026 World Cup has officially reached an absolute boiling point, and our quarterfinal bracket is completely locked in. Let's just dive right into the data and tactics, because honestly, the level of talent we're about to witness, it's literally extraordinary.
And that brings us to the ultimate question we're all asking. Who's going to be crowned the 2026 World Champion? With some massive heavyweights clashing and historic defensive runs on the line, we are diving straight into the match reports. We want to see exactly who has what it takes to survive this grueling road to the final on July 19th. We're not just looking at the scores here, we're looking at how these squads are actually built to win.
So here they are, the Elite Eight. Morocco, France, Norway, England, Spain, Belgium, Argentina, and Switzerland. These 8 nations have survived a totally dramatic opening knockout phase across North America. From Morocco's dominant 3-0 win over Canada to a bunch of other thrilling clashes, this exact lineup sets the stage for some of the most anticipated, high-pressure matchups in tournament history.
Section 1. Survival of the fittest. How the favorites got here. Let's look at Spain. They secured a remarkably tense 1-0 victory over their Iberian rivals, Portugal. I mean, neither side could break the deadlock until substitute Mikel Merino finished a clutch cross in stoppage time. It was this dramatic injury-time strike that not only sent Spain through, but wow, it effectively closed the book on Cristiano Ronaldo's legendary World Cup journey.
Now, Spain's patience is crucial, sure, but their real superpower right now, it's their defense. That number 6 represents pure history. Spanish goalkeeper Unai Simon just became the first goalkeeper in World Cup history to keep 6 consecutive clean sheets. Think about that. Spain has won every single game so far without conceding a single goal. It's just an unbelievably organized defensive foundation.
Meanwhile, over in the Belgium camp, they demonstrated some seriously terrifying attacking momentum by knocking out tournament co-hosts USA 4-1. This was just a clinical demolition. It was fueled by a Charles de Ketelaere brace and an absolute rocket of a long-range strike from Hans van Aken. And then Romelu Lukaku added the finishing touch deep in stoppage time.
But looking at the underlying data here, we see a totally fascinating contrast. The United States actually controlled 57% of the possession. But Belgium, they showcase ruthless efficiency. They scored 4 times on just 1.99 expected goals. Basically, that's a metric measuring the quality of a team's scoring chances, and Belgium converted some really difficult opportunities, punishing every single American mistake in transition.
Elsewhere, we saw a completely different type of survival. Switzerland and Colombia battled through a grueling, agonizing scoreless draw. Ultimately, the Swiss held their nerve in a super dramatic penalty shootout, winning 4-3. Goalkeeper Gregor Kobel stood incredibly tall before Ruben Vargas confidently stepped up to seal their hard-fought quarterfinal ticket.
Moving on to Section 2, the game within the game, the Golden Boot. You know, the individual race for this award is incredibly tight right now, and it's definitely going to dictate our upcoming fixtures. Lionel Messi has surged back into the lead with 8 goals, right after Argentina's thrilling 3-2 comeback victory over Egypt. But look who's right behind him. Defending Golden Boot winner Kylian Mbappe is sitting on 7, tied with Erling Haaland. And then you've got England's captain Harry Kane right there with 6. With all 4 of these incredible goal scorers still active, this leaderboard could literally shift at any second.
Section 3. Blockbuster matchups. The quarterfinal previews. Okay, so on July 11th at the Los Angeles Stadium, we get a true tactical clash. Everyone is calling this a blockbuster fixture. Spain enters as heavy favorites with that unbreakable, historic defense anchored by Unai Simon. But they're taking on a Belgian side bringing serious momentum and a totally lethal counterattack. So the big question is, can Belgium's ruthless efficiency actually crack a Spanish backline that simply hasn't allowed a goal yet? Over in Miami, England against Norway delivers what's probably the most anticipated individual battle of the entire tournament. It's Harry Kane against Erling Haaland. You've got 2 lethal captains in top form, 2 of the absolute best pure strikers in the world, and direct rivals for the top goalscorer award just going head-to-head for a spot in the semifinals. It is going to be epic.
Next up, in this incredible bracket, we have a surging Moroccan squad taking on France. Morocco has undergone a really bold transformation recently, and they looked incredibly sharp in their dominant win against Canada. But they're stepping into the ring with the defending world champions. France has been consistently strong throughout the knockout rounds, and with Mbappe in prolific scoring form, they are highly motivated to retain their title.
Finally, we have an incredibly resilient Argentina, led of course by Lionel Messi's magic, attempting to break down a gritty Swiss side. Argentina definitely knows how to win those classic high-pressure knockout games, which we obviously saw against Egypt. But Switzerland is riding super high off their shootout victory, and they have proven they have the defensive grit and the elite goalkeeping to frustrate the best attacks in the world.
And our final section, the ultimate contenders.
So out of all of these blockbuster matchups, who do the analysts believe is actually positioned to go all the way? Well, according to the reports, Spain is explicitly labeled as the team to beat. Their flawless defensive run and their patience in attack is a massive indicator of tournament success. But actually, the sources also heavily highlight France, Belgium, and Argentina. These teams have consistently proven they've got the attacking firepower and the sheer resilience required to win those ugly, classic, high-pressure matches when literally everything is on the line.
We are definitely set for an unforgettable mid-July climax. The storylines are just perfectly set up for us. We've got historic defenses, ruthless attacks, and a golden boot race for the ages. Taking all this data and these stylistic matchups into account, who do you think will survive the gauntlet and write their name into the history books as the next world champion? Let that sink in, and we'll see how it all unfolds on the pitch.